Ladies and gentlemen, my name is BrendenPlayz and welcome back to another Total Extreme Wrestling episode of TNA 2007. We are officially on the road to Bound for Glory and the series has begun. This week on our playthrough, we're going to try and advance the series a little bit further. We're going to try and get everyone to have their first match in the series. We also have our one night only in Japan show. You know, I know it says one night only, but we generally have a few nights only in Japan every year. We're going to do another one of those. We tried to do one last episode, but we really botched it because we forgot to change the venue. So, yeah, we kind of messed that one up. But it turned out to be a pretty good idea because we ended up having a house show right here in the US. And we were able to take a bit of a look at some of the different names and some combinations and get a bit of an idea of what type of ratings we could possibly get. So we'll take a look at that. You know, for example, we saw Jeff Jarrett Muhammad Hassan that had a 92 rated matchup in a draw. So, which was a really positive look at that. We get an idea of how that would go. Homicide beat Cody Rhodes. So we got an idea of how good Cody Rhodes is traveling. Jeff Hardy and Bobby Roode had a 96 rated match. Bobby Roode was excellent. So it's that type of match that we can say, hey, maybe Bobby Roode deserves that push. I know he's not a part of the Bound for Glory series, but maybe something else he can get himself involved in. Chris Sabin, Jay Lethal's not too bad. We also had Christy Hemme and ODB. So we had a chance to try and take a look at some of the different names we have on our roster and give them an opportunity. And that's what we kind of did, and worked out pretty well. After that, we had an episode of Explosion, and we had a Bound for Glory series match where Scott Steiner defeated Shinsuke Nakamura. And of course, Matt Morgan distracted Nakamura, costing him the matchup. New Age Outlaws beat Team Canada, which was Eric Young and Petey Williams. Test beat Cesaro, which not a bad match, 76. Both guys are actually pretty good. And we had Alyssa Flash beat Shelly Martinez on the pre-show and a few angles in between as well. So the Bound for Glory series, we've had 3 matches now. The last episode we had Samoa Joe beat Ron Killings. Chris Jericho beat Scott Steiner. So is that we've already had 2 matches now for Steiner? Yeah, okay. I forgot. I must not have documented Chris Jericho and Steiner because I didn't have that in my record, so I must have forgot to add that one in. So, okay, so that's happened. So Steiner's already had 2 matches now, so that's a mistake, but that's fine. He can obviously just miss out in the future. We also had Lita beat Sarita. Lita's really bad, to be honest. She's not great. Addiction beat Insane Asylum 2, and A-Train beat Rhino in a Bound for Glory series match as well. So 94 rated for that Impact show last week. Now this week we've got some interesting news. We are at the halfway point of the year, and when the halfway point of the year comes, so does the awards. They're not the official awards, but they are the awards as it would be as of right now. So we'll take a look at it. So currently, the Wrestler of the Year, if the award had to be given away right now, it would be John Cena, who is currently 90 popularity, which kind of crazy that some of our guys got more popularity than Cena. He's not a champion or anything like that, but he's having an average of 93 when it comes to his win-loss. But look at his, when it comes to his ratings, but look at his win-loss. 8 wins, 14 losses. Could you imagine that? John Cena, 2007, having that type of record. Wow. You know, Batista's beaten him quite a lot. Eddie Guerrero, Randy Orton, Kurt Angle. Some of the names have beaten Cena, but he is currently number 1, so he's having the best matches out of everyone. And it's no real surprise. A lot of matches are in the 90s. It's been pretty impressive. Company of the Year. TNA. That's us. We are officially, so far, the Company of the Year. And, you know, we went through and had a look at some of our show history. Look at Impact 94, Slammiversary 96, Impact 96, Impact 90, Impact 92, 96, 96, 93. So quite clearly, we are averaging in the 90s pretty consistently with the odd 80 in between, but we're doing really well. We're having a lot of 90 rated shows, actually a ridiculous amount of 90 rated shows. So we are having a golden run. So we're currently considered to be the number 1 company of the year, which is actually quite a surprise because quite regularly New Japan are almost unstoppable when it comes to this. Generally their shows are in the 90s consistently, but as you can see, not this year, averaging around the 80 mark. So that's a little disappointing for them. And that's kind of the same as last year as well. So we are beating New Japan, which is quite surprising and happy to see. But when it comes to Company Wars, we're still considered to be number 3 behind New Japan, which again, a little surprising. But if you look at where we're at as a company, we're currently at 81 popularity. And to put that into context, WWE, they are 85, 84. No, they're probably more 84. That means we're 3 popularity points away from taking over the WWE in the US, which is mind-blowing. Really, when you think about it, we're almost going to take over WWE. Maybe by the time Bound for Glory comes around, we could be taking over WWE. That's insane to think that. But we are nearly there. The problem is, though, our international presence is so bad. Like, really, really bad. We just can't seem to grow. We've had a little bit of growth in Canada, but as you can see, that's actually declined for some reason. I have no idea why. Mexico, we've got a little bit of movement there, not much. The British Isles, a little bit, 13 to 16, not a lot. Japan's been the one we've been focusing on, and we've got it up to from 12 to 16. So a little bit, we've made a little bit of ground, but not quite enough. We need, I don't know how much we need to get it to rise it up to us potentially getting a TV deal, but we're not quite there yet. Europe, luckily we've been able to establish a TV deal in Europe. We've gone from not much up to 53. So Europe's kind of been our main success alongside New Zealand. So if we could get a TV deal in Japan and these other regions, we would be able to obviously accomplish a lot more. We're still currently number 2 behind WWE. I don't know how when it comes to the national battle, because we have been killing. Our shows have been unbelievable, but WWE, they've had some good shows themselves. They recently had Great American Bash, where the Big Show beat JBL in the main event, 94 rated. So big match show in the main event, no surprise there. He is currently the World Heavyweight Champion. So they made a good decision there. Big match show, he's in the main event, so that works. But looking at some of the TV deals we could potentially get, we just can't seem to land any. And look in Japan, will they negotiate? The only ones that will is YouTube. And, you know, it may almost be nearly worth giving YouTube a chance, but, you know, unfortunately, you'd have to cancel your current US TV deals and things like that, you know. And if we put it for Explosion, I don't think beef shows directly affect your popularity, so it wouldn't really help anyways. The only thing we've been able to really do is something in Europe, Australia. The only one you can get is a New Zealand deal. So it's just, yeah, we just can't seem to land anything. British Isles, nothing. And Mexico, nothing as well. So we're struggling in that regard. We just can't seem to get any leeway, can't seem to gain any ground. But anyways, let's get back into these awards. So we are the Company of the Year. The Team of the Year is actually quite astonishing. Chris Jericho and Christian, currently the Team of the Year. But when you think about it, they only had maybe, a handful of matches together. But when you realize how good these matches were, you will realize why they're rated so highly. So we can find Christian Cage. Okay, so they've had 5 tag team matches together. To qualify for these awards, I believe 5 is the minimum. And you take away the singles match at the top, they are averaging like probably 98 as a team. Their first match was against Team 3 and it was 97. The next match was 99, 99, 99, and their last match as a team was 98. So they had 5 matches together, 3 99s, a 97 and a 98. That is actually incredible when you think about it. So they probably are averaging about 98 as a team, nearly 99. So you couldn't actually ask for a better team than that. I don't think they'll team up again for the rest of the year, so I hope they do qualify. I feel like maybe 10 matches may be the minimum by the end of the year. I'm not 100% sure on that, but if they do qualify, I don't see them losing, because that rating of 98-99 is actually unbelievable. Match of the year, unfortunately we don't have that. Triple H beating Booker T, which was 100 rated, is currently the match of the year. Maybe we can beat that at some point this year. Show of the year, we do have that. It's currently Slammiversary, which was a 96 rated show. Young Wrestler of the Year is one of ours as well, Alex Shelley, who has had a tremendous reign as X Division champ. He's currently up to 82 popularity. Wow, that's actually incredible. And you can look at the difference the last couple months. This is why I'm quite surprised, because I haven't checked it for a little bit. Last time I checked it, it was probably 75, so it was probably May. And in the last couple of months, he's bumped from 75 to 82. I know he did beat AJ Styles, but that's actually quite incredible. Veteran Wrestler of the Year is, I'm just going to say Misawa. Can't say his first name. Female wrestler Trish Stratus, she's doing pretty well, averaging 82. So probably the only female wrestler in the WWE right now that's doing any good. None of our females are quite on that level. Melina might be close, but the problem is she has a lot of matches with some of our girls that aren't quite that great. She's averaging 74. So, and she does do a lot of developmental matches, so that also hinders her chances at quite, kind of establishing that. Last couple of awards, it is the last one, Independent Wrestler of the Year, which goes to Rey Mysterio. Now, I don't know who this guy is. Is he a fake or what? But apparently an 18-year-old Rey Mysterio who's actually quite decent chain wrestling. So, I don't know. I don't know who that is. Is there another Rey Mysterio I just don't know about? Maybe. There you go. So that's kind of where we're at there. So we're going to advance another day. I just want to make sure that I showed you guys those awards because I always find them pretty interesting. I always liked looking at the end of year awards because to me it is a chance to kind of reflect back at how well you've done, and also it's pretty rewarding if you get one of your own guys as Wrestler of the Year, or your show gets Show of the Year. I feel like it's pretty rewarding. It kind of gives you a bit of a boost, and you kind of know that, hey, I'm doing the right thing here. Carlos Colon, Dave Batista has officially re-signed with WWE. We offered Batista, Shane McMahon, and John Morrison contracts, and when we offered them deals, we just offered them a lowball contract, knowing that we weren't going to get them to anything great. But the WWE actually retracted their deals, and they went balls out. They really, for example, they offered Shane McMahon like 10 times more money. Batista, they went from $30,000 a month to $60,000 a month or something like that. They really just threw the checkbook at these guys to make sure they hang on to him. Dean Ambrose, he's sticking around. That's good news. So Ambrose was actually champion down in developmental with Seth Rollins, but we actually replaced Dean Ambrose with Roman Reigns. So we just need to send Dean Ambrose back down to development because he wouldn't sign a developmental deal. We send him back down, and actually want to thank someone in my comments for letting me know about this little trick. Before they sign that new contract, replace them with someone else, and then replace them back, and put Dean Ambrose back in, and it's like the title reign never changed. So it's like it never ended. So that little annoying thing where you can't quite re-sign them if they don't get a developmental deal, you can keep the contracts going without any issue, which is obviously fantastic. Very, very happy and pleased about that. So thank you for letting me know about that one. I feel like, is it true that Okada? Yes, Okada's contract is up. I think I'm going to let Okada go. I know you're thinking, wow, you've got to be crazy to let this guy go. Yeah, but look, he's 19 years old. We want him to kind of spread his wings a bit and work elsewhere. I'm not going to bring him to my main roster. I just wouldn't do it. So I'm just going to let him go and let him go elsewhere and let him do his thing. But yeah, so it'll be interesting to see how he goes elsewhere. But I'll let him go and probably go to Japan and see how he fares over in Japan. But obviously we have Impact coming up. We don't have really anything else to really report on here. Raw, Big Show beat Mark Henry in the main event, 84 rated. The overall show, Batista and Benoit, 99 rated. So the WWE do have a lot of good matches. They have a lot of 99 rated matches, for example, even the odd 100. So that's the thing. WWE do that a lot, whereas we don't quite pull out those massive rated matches all the time, not consistently, which is why we probably wouldn't get match of the year. You can see we haven't even got a 100 rated match at all. We've got quite a number of 99s, including, what was that, 6 this year alone. We got didn't even get 1 at all last year, so to get 6 this year is pretty great. But we haven't quite got a 100 rated match. So if we were to get match of the year, we need to somehow get 100 rated. And I thought Christian and Chris Jericho might have the best chance. If they didn't get it, I don't know who will. Let's move along and let's get into our Impact show where we're going to book a few more of these Bound for Glory series matches. Goldberg, what's wrong with him? He's organized a video game tournament, which he won. Okay, Goldberg's apparently a gamer. Don't really believe that. Oh yeah, I forgot to also mention Matt Hardy. We did sign Matt Hardy, so he's officially part of our roster. He won't be available until his WWE contract runs out, which is 18 days, so a few more weeks. But Matt Hardy's going to join. And Matt Hardy, looking at his stats, 75 brawl, 75 chain wrestling, mat wrestling, and 73 submissions, 72 aerial. Very, very good. Very, very good. And he's also a lightweight, so you could put him in the X division if you wanted to, but obviously you could pair him up with Jeff Hardy and form the Hardy Boys team, which would be unbelievable to have on our roster. The Hardy Boys, could you imagine in some of our teams? You know, Team 3D and the Hardys again. You know, America's Most Wanted. We would have some really killer matches. Bad Influence. We'd have some great matches. So to get the Hardy Boys is excellent, and Matt Hardy's actually rated very, very good. Very good. A lot better compared to Jeff, so maybe they gave Matt Hardy a little bit too much love, or maybe he just actually improved. It looks like, yeah, he did probably improve a little bit. He's gone from probably low 70s to mid 70s on a lot of his stats, so Hardy's getting better and better, which is great for me because I've signed him, I got him a deal, and we'll see how he goes. At the end of the day, we showed you that popularity chains we've got currently with our company. We're not far behind WWE, so it's not that unrealistic where guys are like, you know what, I'm not getting much opportunity here in WWE, let's go to TNA, they're on fire, let's go there. So, alright, let's book some Impact and we'll show you the results. Okay, so our Impact show this week, we threw together 8 of our guys and we put them in a tag match. Some of the guys we haven't used too much as of late. We have an idea to see where they're kind of at as well. We had the Dudleys, Team 3D, Matt Seidel, Paul London versus Team Canada and Monty Brown. Best performance of the match went to Bobby Roode, 85, Eric Young, 83, Monty Brown, 81. Team Canada were pretty good. Dudleys, 80 apiece, just about, and Paul London, 79, Matt Seidel, 76. So it actually ended up being an 80 overall match because everyone performed pretty well. Christian and Jericho opened the show up, continuing their little rivalry, arguing over who's going to win this Bound for Glory series, kind of boasting about their chances of taking the series out. Jericho kind of looking for a bit of revenge on Christian as well. Matt Morgan and Jeff Hardy, 80 rated. First time we've ever done this match. I thought it was gonna be good. Matt Morgan 89, Jeff Hardy 92. The lack of psychology in the match, nobody was able to really control it, was the downfall, which is a little bit disappointing. We had Nakamura come in, return the favor, and distracted Matt Morgan to give Jeff Hardy the pinfall victory, 7 points to Jeff Hardy. So there you go, 80 rated overall. So a little disappointing. I thought that could have been, honestly, I thought that was going to be maybe 93 plus. We had a brawl afterwards. Matt Morgan and Nakamura, who were just fed up with each other, decided, you know what, let's just go at it. Back and forth, brawling to the backstage area. Paul Heyman came out and explained why he betrayed Goldberg and decided to pair up with Lashley instead. 87 for that. And then we had Lashley destroy Marufuji at Lashley 81. That's pretty good from Lashley. He did dominate though, so sometimes when you dominate you get a much better performance. Marufuji 79. So unfortunately, yeah, Marufuji took the beating. Not ideal for him, but at least he got a match, and it was a good one. 77. Lashley destroying someone just to put him over as that new dominant man here in TNA. Leader promo 79, not bad. Fallen Angel and James Storm had a match 86. James Storm won. We gave Storm the victory to put over the tag champs a little bit, and they won because, well, they had a lot of different tags. They cheated. Jim Cornette got himself involved. All that, all the bells and whistles. Fallen Angel 92, James Storm 87. And I was thinking about it, like James Storm, he ends up becoming a pretty good single star at some point in his career. Are we ever going to get to the point where we decide to split him away from Chris Harris and become his own man? Or will we just keep this tag team going? It's a great team, it's performing well. Is there a need to make James Storm a singles guy, or you just keep on going with the America's Most Wanted team? I think you keep going with the team, but geez, you've got James Storm in your back pocket. If you ever wanted to have another good heel at the top of the card, he could definitely perform, in my opinion. 87 in this match. Excellent stuff. Another video hyping up Sting, kind of showing some highlights of his career. The plan obviously is to have Sting come back as a defeated man who is no longer his usual self. He's decided he's going to make a change in his career, going a different direction, kind of forming the Main Event Mafia, establishing some legends around him who are all trying to pick Sting up a bit and all reminding how great Sting once was. And and he's utilizing this group as a way to try and, I guess, resurrect his career and take over and dominate TNA again. So that's kind of what we're doing there. Obviously bringing in Ric Flair will probably do the job there. So yeah, 85 for Sting, not bad. Jay Lethal, Austin Aries, 74. We had to keep Austin Aries strong in this match because he refused. Well, he didn't refuse, but he was really annoyed to lose to Jay Lethal. We gave Jay Lethal the victory because Chris Sabin came out to try and distract Lethal, but ended up distracting Aries instead. Jay Lethal took advantage. Both men 79 rated in the ring, 74 overall for the matchup. So we gave Jay Lethal the win because we're giving him a bit of a push now that he's in the title contention. Main event time, pretty good one. I think it's the first time we've done this match. It might not be. We might have done it at the Bound for Glory series or something like that. Oh, actually no. I don't know. Maybe this is the first time. At least for not for quite some time. Is what I'm trying to say. Christian versus AJ Styles, 95 rated. Christian 95, AJ 89. AJ seemed off his game. That's a bit disappointing. Paul Heyman and Chris Jericho had pretty good chemistry when calling matches together. That's cool. We put Jericho on commentary to commentate for this match tonight. Christian got a pinfall victory over AJ Styles. Had to put Christian over in this one because we want to have him as one of our top names in the tournament. So we need to make him look pretty strong from the get-go. Obviously, Christian and Jericho going back and forth a little bit over who's going to win this whole tournament. So you kind of need them both to look pretty good from the get-go. And that's why we did that. John Morrison staying with WWE, no real surprise. New owner goals. Okay, we've got some new goals. We'll take a look at that. 8.84 with the rating. So let's take a look at these owner goals. What new ones have we got? Frankie Kazarian must have reached at least 71 overall popularity. Alex Shelley must be kept above 71 pop. So we must have achieved a few of our other owner goals. But a couple of new ones. So Kazarian and Alex Shelley, Dixie wants us to give them a push, which is pretty interesting. I mean, I'm sure we will, but yeah. So Kazarian with this new run here with Daniels as a tag team, I'm sure he will get there, but might have to give a little bit more attention to him than what we planned. But, so we've done. Everyone's had a match so far in this series. The only guy who hasn't had a match yet is Abyss. And that's obviously because I made that little blunder giving Steiner 2 matches. That was obviously not meant to happen. I forgot to log Jericho versus Steiner from last week, so I forgot to put that in the books. But we'll give Abyss some type of match. Maybe we'll do it at One Night Only in Japan. But we have another Explosion show. We'll show the results for that. And then we have our One Night Only show to get to. So the results for Explosion. Tanahashi versus Low Ki. 75 rated match. Low Ki 85. Tanahashi 78. Matt Hardy, we did a promo video hyping up his appearance. I thought maybe we'll do a surprise, but we might just hype him up in the end, and maybe he surprises by helping out Jeff or something like that, so we know he's coming. Or maybe it's kind of a cryptic video, like, okay, who is it? It's actually Matt Hardy, but we kind of don't know who it is. Kind of that type of cryptic type of vignette. Marufuji and Kenta versus the Kings of Wrestling, 81 rated. Marufuji 85, Chris Hero 94, Cesaro 97. What the hell? These guys are good. Kenta 87. That's pretty impressive when you can outperform Kenta and Marufuji as much as they did. Cesaro got the victory in the end. So Kings of Wrestling, we might have to give them get them in the tag team title picture. God, they're going well. Abyss had a promo hyping up a match against Chris Jericho. Basically, I called out the guy who is #1 ranked, the predicted favorite to win the tournament. Abyss called him out. Main event was Lita and Awesome Kong. We needed to have a women's match, and I kind of figured, let's see how Lita's going to go. 12-minute match, Lita getting tired. Oh, Lita sucks. She does, I'm sorry. 63 in-ring performance when she has 72 popularity. Awesome Kong has got like 45 popularity and had 72 in-ring. It's really bad. Really bad. It's not good. And we now know why WWE wanted to get rid of her. It's as simple as that. But yeah, there you go. But that's our Explosion show. We didn't end up having any Bound for Glory series matches on that show because I just felt as though we might save a couple for this One Night Only show. Not sure what I'm going to do yet. We'll have to try and analyze which guys have got some popularity in Japan that would get us the best possible matchup. So we'll take a look at there first. Alright, a couple of contracts. Shane Helms, Gregory Helms, his contract is up, so the Hurricane. Not a bad worker. He's certainly a good in-ring worker, and he'd have some good matches for sure here in Impact, but I don't really have much interest in him. I might just give him an offer and see if WWE has to offer him a little bit more to keep him, because, you know, I like making WWE pay a little bit more for him. Chad Dick, no thank you. Carl Anderson's officially signed with, who did he sign with? Noah, was it? Yep, he's officially gone there. Wyndham Rotunda, aka Bray Wyatt, we have let his contract expire, so we've let him go. No real interest to keep him around. He's still very, very young. But what we did was we give him a start. We give him, get him a start in wrestling with some more popularity to his name by having him featured in our GFW, and improve his skills a bit, and see how he goes in the future. So let him go somewhere else. Hopefully he improves, and maybe bring him back later on. Ron Simmons, no. So we don't need to worry about any of that. So we need to. Oh, okay. So I actually went ahead and did fix this up and actually make this active. So okay, so I forgot to make it active. So okay, so 2 more days we have our one night only show. So I thought I had that ready to go. So I was a little surprised when that wasn't appearing, but we needed to make it active instead of dormant. So it should be ready to go. So we're going to be appearing back in Japan, hopefully to try and just improve our popularity a little bit there. So I'm going to go ahead. I'll show you some news and things like that afterwards. But we'll go ahead. We'll get this Japan show booked. Just have a little bit of time. I'll just have a look at the news here. Not much else. So WWE, they altered their offer for Gregory Helms, and you can see they've given him another year, and they've made him pay a little bit more money. So we're helping Gregory Helms out, just give him a little bit better of a deal for Greg. So we'll show you our one night only show in a moment. Alright, here we go. One night only in Japan. Let's start it off. So we started things off with Nakamura hyping up a match. Later on, he'll take on A-Train, part of the Bound for Glory series. Marufuji versus Samoa Joe. They didn't seem to click. Joe got the victory. Marufuji actually outperformed Samoa Joe. Joe got the win though, of course. Kenta versus Rocky Romero, who, well, I guess you could say this is his debut. Kenta 82, Rocky Romero 81. Wow, that's pretty good. The match went a little bit long. Yeah, I forgot to change the time of it. I made it a high spots match last minute to cover that. Forgot to change the time on it. Still 80 is a good matchup. Below average for Rocky Romero's gimmick. I didn't change his gimmick. His gimmick was set to be no gimmick needed, which is just kind of like a straight up wrestler type of gimmick. I just kept it as it was. Below average is the rating. Probably should have changed it. A-Train 90 for his promo. We had Sting and Scott Steiner on the card. I figured, let's see how Sting is faring. Let's see how Sting's going. 52 by Sting, 68 by Steiner. Not good, not great. I want to do like a non-televised match, a bit like a house show match for Sting, and also have it as a bit of an attraction as well for the Japan crowd. I know it doesn't really matter, but just kind of wanted it to be like that. And yeah, so both guys not performing that great. Wasn't a great matchup in the end. Tanahashi promo 91. He had a match against Chris Sabin. Tanahashi 91 in-ring performance, very good. Of course, part of his home crowd. 86 matchup against Sabin. We gave Tanahashi the victory. We made it a 23-minute match, so we gave it plenty of time. And then a hype video for Nakamura and A-Train. And 90 rated match. So we actually ended up giving Nakamura the victory over A-Train. Because it's in Japan, Nakamura has very good popularity in Japan, so we gave Nakamura the victory. So Nakamura gets his first win, 7 points, and I feel like it's a way to have Nakamura win against someone and not really affect either guy, because A-Train's popularity is good in Japan. Nakamura's is better though, so A-Train not pleased that he lost to a mid-carder, but he'll get over it. Nakamura 88, A-Train 91. 90 overall match, and oh yeah, we didn't have any women on the show, but that's okay. 84 overall, and we increased the popularity in one region, which is what we wanted. And we'll give some love to Nakamura and A-Train. We better give A-Train lots of love because he not too thrilled about losing. And give Tanahashi some praise as well. So that's our one night only show.
just to show that when we get some of our better Japanese names on there, or people who have any popularity in Japan, we put it on the show as just a way to have a decent show to hopefully improve our popularity in that region. That's the plan. We're not trying to do anything extravagant, but obviously we're able to have a Bound for Glory series match on there, so it kind of made it a little bit more important in the end, which is what obviously what you want. So we're pleased with that. But with that being said, that's pretty much all we have time for this edition of our Total Extreme Wrestling episode. You can see we've got a few people who have got some issues. We need to probably sort some of those out, including A-Train, obviously annoyed that he lost that match, so we'll give him a little bit of love, give him some money, that'll always fix his issues. A few others as well who have need some issues sorted out. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, that's all we have time for. I hope you enjoyed this edition of our TNA playthrough. More coming up. I know, like I said, I've been a little bit slack, but we're going to get some more done for you guys ASAP as we get close to our next pay-per-view, which will be Victory Road. I'm starting to think as well that I may not do a TNA World Title match. I'm thinking I might give Jarrett and Hassan the night off, and maybe I'll spend that time establishing the main event Mafia with Jeff Jarrett, Sting, Steiner, and Ric Flair. Establish that, and then have maybe those guys attack Hassan instead, just so we have a little bit more there, because we haven't had any time on our shows to allocate that to the world title feud at the moment, and that way we can get through a pay-per-view without needing a big world title match, because maybe we'll have a big singles match instead from our Bound for Glory guys. So I think we'll be fine. Anyways, guys, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for listening in, and I hope you enjoyed it. And I'll see you all the next one.